last one for this session is Safe Kids and the Power of GIS Data. And we have some folks from Jackson County. We have Janelle Messer, Michael Forbes, and Adam Blythe. They're going to tell us about Safe Kids. So take it away, and good luck with the laptop.
Let's see.
Because you were on the same browser we were on.
Yes.
Just do this. Is that it?
Yeah, that was theirs.
Touch this.
Wait, is that yours? No.
No.
So you just
There
let
it is.
Richard suffer through that?
Yep.
You just let Richard suffer.
Where did our video go? I think our video's gone.
Oh, did our...
Well, you can reenact it.
No, that's okay.
We can do it.
You can forward this or reenact it.
Yeah, we'll reenact.
Good afternoon. We're here this afternoon to talk to you about a couple of creative ways that our Safe Kids Coalition has utilized GIS and also some other agencies in our community. This tree is symbolic about how GIS has kind of helped our coalition grow in our community and gain recognition. And one of the main objectives today is to encourage you to do something that matters and to have fun while you're doing it. Before we start, I want to ask that while we're in here, you take a few minutes and think about something in your mind that you are really passionate about. Maybe that's a hobby, something to do with your family, or a conviction that you have. So just think about that as we go through, and we'll address that again at the end. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Sorry, now we're having difficulties.
We're good. We're good.
Okay, we'll start here.
Now we're talking.
Okay, so to tell you a little bit about ourselves, we're from Jackson County. It's about an hour west of Asheville. We have about 41,000 residents, and something important to note is about 21% of our residents live in poverty, and the program that we're going to be talking about has really helped get our coalition involved with those who are living, in an at-risk population. So this is our community. We have a very beautiful courthouse, one to show you a picture of, and our mountains. Come visit us next time you're in Nashville. Okay, so this is our coalition, Safe Kids Jackson County. Is anyone familiar with a Safe Kids Coalition or National Safe Kids? Okay, nice. So there's Safe Kids Worldwide, which is worldwide. Then there's Safe Kids North Carolina, and we fall under them with our county coalition. A few of the things that we focus on are child passenger safety. So we have car seat technicians in the county who can check car seats. We focus on heat stroke awareness. We do Operation Medicine Drops, where you can safely return medicine. We focus on pedestrian safety, do a lot with fire prevention, and we have the smoke alarm canvassing program, which we're going to be telling you more about.
So now you're throwing me under the bus? Yeah, so now she throws me under the bus, and basically, like Janelle said, passion is what drives you. And we're not talking about the 50 Shades of Grey kind. We're talking about we're talking about why you're here today and how all this came to be. I just had to do it. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Anyway, so what drives us? Myself and the fire inspector were sitting down one day having lunch, and this is literally how it evolved. We're sitting there looking at a grant opportunity. We're talking about it over lunch, and we're going, this is a great opportunity. What can we do? And as we're getting up to leave for lunch, we see a representative from the health department there, actually two reps. And one of them is Ruby, who's there in the center. And we're thinking, what population can we focus on? How can we drive this smoke alarm grant? Where can we focus in the county? And so, like I said, as we're leaving, we see Ruby sitting there, and that's perfect because she works as an interpreter. She's a foreign language interpreter, and she has a heart as big as anybody that I can imagine. And so we're talking with her, and it just starts evolving from there. And it just starts driving us more and more. And our Safe Kids Coalition starts growing. We start focusing on a lot of other things. But the smoke alarm canvassing program is basically what has allowed us to get out in the community. Anybody that is any kind of works in any of these agencies, we are wanting to do outreach. We're wanting to get out there. And I just left a fire and life safety conference down in Concord to come up here. So it gets us out in the county. We are knocking on doors. We're out there putting smoke alarms in. We're interacting with the members of the community. It started out focusing on the lower income Hispanic communities because they don't have a lot of opportunities to get things that other people do sometimes. And Ruby was able to take it to the next step, and we're all out there knocking on doors. We are able to go into each house that we go to in the county, and we're talking with these people. We're filling information out from the Office of State Fire Marshal, and we're getting data that goes back into a database that OSFM has, which in turn goes back to federal dollars where the smoke alarms come from. So it's just a trickle down effect, and we're going into these houses, we're educating people that really have, I mean, if you think about it from fire education, when do you remember fire education? We all went to school, so when do you remember it? When you were in elementary school, but has anybody talked about it since then? No. So we are able to get in these homes and work with people and work with parents and explain to them the importance of fire prevention and other ideas that we used in our Safe Kids Coalition. So we're going in there, we're ensuring safety, we are working with the elderly community, all other people within the county. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. Other agencies are getting on board, there's churches getting involved. We're just having buy-in from lots of people. And it allows us, like I said, to ensure safety. We've had and this doesn't sound like a lot to some people, I'm sure, but we've had a fatality each year for the past 4 years in our county, in our community. And for years, we didn't have that. And so it's really thrown up some red flags. It's allowing us to focus on certain areas and to figure out where we need to go. And this is the most important thing right here. The next generation, working on this generation, how are we going to teach them some life safety skills, focusing on how to interact? Because as good as I do, we walk around in a daily age where we're on our cell phones and we're not paying attention to the world around us. So this allows us to work with these families and focus on, their interaction and their awareness of what's going on around them. And it's really evolved into our schools, and it's just growing from there. So I'll give it back to Adam.
So as Michael has stated, the program started kind of growing, and Michael came to us at the GIS department with the need to kind of inventory the houses they've been to. A way to part of that was you needed coordinates for each house as part of your official form, and also a way to kind of figure out how can we tell when these smoke alarms are going to expire 10 years from now. So when we started this project, we were, let me pull up the data here. Well, we're headed up. When we started this project, we were primarily using just ArcGIS Online, and we had worked with the emergency management program with using Collector on a couple other projects. So we started this project on collecting data with ArcGIS for Collector, basically in the cloud with ArcGIS Online. And during this process, we were in the process of installing a web server. So this got to be our kind of test layer to work with. And what the benefit of using our own web services with this data set has been that the easy transition on the back end where they can go out to each house, take a certain point, collect the data. And on the back end, it automatically goes back to our server. So every night we can do some geoprocessing, so we can collect and we can add in the expiration dates for each one of these smoke alarms every night. So that's going to help the ease of use for that. But so yeah, we just basically, see if I can find a trailer park or somewhere. Yeah, I'm just kind of give you an example that, and this is just a small example of kind of the stuff that we have been open to using these services with the emergency management system. But it helps us, helps emergency management inventory the data, but also be able to show this is what we're doing. Show it to the commissioners, anyone that has an interest in it. And so, just basically that they're taking, coordinates when it expires and who did it. but it's something that they can show as tangible. You know, this is what we're doing. This is the impact we're having in our county, in our community. And so we're, okay, I go back to you, to the Prezi, which is this here. Oh, yeah. See where we're going next. So you're gonna we back around.
So as these three individuals were going out every Wednesday and doing this smoke alarm program and started to track this, they were able to see what a big deal this was and how many homes that they were hitting. Whenever they partnered with GIS and made it even more, it kind of gave it validity and helped the county commissioners and other people that in the community understand all the work that they were doing and the difference that it was making in our community. So every year, Safe Kids North Carolina has a big conference and they do an injury prevention award. And I secretly went and nominated these three selfless individuals for their hard work, and they won. And I believe it was not only their passion, but also that they had the GIS data to back them up with this. So far in our community, since April 1st, 2015, 539 homes have been visited, 437 alarms have been installed. They also install CO detectors where that's needed, and 7 hearing impaired alarms where that was needed as well. It's also helped our coalition grow, like I said before, and gain just a good rapport, and it's helped us be able to get so many more things from the county that we need. We have this really cool hot car display that helps us with heat stroke awareness, and it shows the temperature inside the vehicle versus outside. We also have that Safe Kids van you can see in the back with the wrap that was sponsored by Nationwide. So all of these things helped come about because of GIS. We also have our life jacket loaner stations. So there's 4 of these in the county now. This was a really big deal for us as a county because we've had multiple accidental drownings. So again, they knew what a great job we were doing because of the GIS data. So there's also a few other things in our community I want to touch on. I do the health education programs at the health department, and you can see this map. I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see it a little bit better. This is a food desert map. So anywhere that homes are 10 miles or more from a grocery store, that's the orange areas. So those are food deserts in our community where people don't have great access to healthy, affordable foods. And that has a lot to do with their chronic disease and that kind of thing. So do y'all want to touch on emergency management?
Yeah.
Okay.
So with more of the emergency management and more of what we did within the homes, when we're going in the homes, we're speaking with these families and we're looking around the house. We're working with the kids on evacuation plans. We're working with the family on cooking safety, anything in the home to help those families be safe, to try to save a life, to give them some awareness when they're in the home or in the community. And so what it's also led to with emergency management is it's given us a lot of other ideas about how we can use it in the county. So we've been trying to use this, and we've already used the art collector and other applications where we've had situations of flooding where we needed to evacuate, or where we've been out in a community and we're trying to look up information. And it's really helped us to, I guess, expand our horizons and realize what we can do with emergency management, not only with life safety and teaching that to the community, but how we can, when we're out there, everything that we're able to get. And it's going to just keep on growing because it's interesting. Y'all were talking about the hydrant data, because that is something we're trying to solidify in our county and get everybody on the same page. And it all goes back to ISO. That's something big in my job where we're working, and Kevin and Adam and our GIS staff our county GIS staff, they do a great job because we are trying to get everybody on the same page also with this emergency management stuff so that everybody knows what's going on. And, it all goes back to 911. Everything everything that we look at in emergency management can be tied back to what y'all are doing. Anybody in this room with data, with GIS related stuff. We use it so much, we depend on it, and it's just continually growing. To give you an example, when we take this data, like I said, we're sending it back to the state, to Office of State Fire Marshal, and they're using it, but we're also sending it to the Red Cross because the Red Cross is using it. We're getting smoke alarms from them, and how they're using it is we've had a scenario where we put some smoke alarms in a house, and a week later, that house burned down. So not only did we use those smoke alarms to save a life, we have that pinpointed. And so by it being fed to the state and being fed to the American Red Cross, they were able to capture that as a save, that a smoke alarm that somebody put in that home saved a life. So it's not only starting at a county level, it's going to state and then national data, just by stuff that y'all are thinking about on a daily basis. I say y'all is everybody in this room that's working with GIS. So the passion that you have with your jobs, the reason that you're in this conference, you're wanting to grow it, it's bigger than you. And it keeps on growing, and it's really making a difference with a lot of agencies. It's giving buy-in to other emergency management agencies to come and be a part of Safe Kids, to come and be a part of our county and what we're trying to do. So go ahead, Janelle.
So going along with what I said earlier about you thinking about what you're passionate about, how can GIS improve your community? I know for me personally, I really care about people having access to healthy foods and to a place to safely recreate, especially for children. And we live in a rural community, and a lot of times people don't have that. One of the next projects I want to work on is mapping out how far people live from sidewalks and from parks. And that's going to tell a pretty big story in our community, I believe. So we just want to encourage you all to be creative with your GIS data, and I know you are, but any questions?
Come on, give us something. There's got to be something out there.
Use an address database.
Yes.
Very much so. We do.
If not, you would collect them.
Yeah. Yeah, indirectly. I mean, it's.
Evolving every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I mean, I don't know where we stand in the state with a lot of things, but we're trying to progress with everything that we do and get more data so that people, that everybody can use it. It's that data source like everybody's been talking about here. So we either did a really good job or a really bad job. I'm not sure which we did because we don't have any questions.
Y'all did great.
All right, thank y'all.